Appalachia in the 1700s was a land of towering mountains, dense forests, and winding rivers, a place where the wild ruled and every day demanded courage, skill, and resilience. Life here was shaped by the unforgiving terrain, the changing seasons, and the delicate balance between survival and the unknown. This was a frontier where pioneers, settlers, and native tribes forged their lives amid both beauty and danger, their fates intertwined with the rhythms of the land itself and the relentless forces of nature that governed every moment. Before we journey through the rugged beauty of 1700s Appalachia, I'm curious, where are you watching from right now? And what time is it where you are? Drop a comment below and let us know. I'd also love to hear which part of Appalachia fascinates you the most: the mountains, the rivers, or life in the settlements. The mountains rose like ancient sentinels, their peaks often shrouded in mist, clouds swirling around jagged cliffs and hidden ravines. Valleys carved by centuries of rainfall provided pockets of fertile soil and refuge, yet were often hidden from sight, accessible only by narrow trails worn into the earth over decades. Wildlife thrived in this untamed wilderness. Deer grazed cautiously in the underbrush, their ears twitching at the faintest sound. Bears roamed the ridges in search of roots, berries, and honey, while wolves prowled the night, their haunting howls echoing through the canyons. Birds filled the air with song and warning calls. Insects buzzed and hummed, and the forest floor rustled with the movements of unseen creatures. Rivers like the Ohio, Tennessee, and James wound through the mountains, carrying water for drinking, fishing, and irrigation, but also hiding treacherous currents, rapids, and submerged obstacles that could easily claim the unwary traveler. These waterways were the arteries of the frontier, providing passage, trade routes, and sustenance for all who dared to navigate them. The forests themselves were both allies and adversaries. Towering oaks, hickories, and chestnuts provided timber for cabins and firewood, yet beneath their canopy lay thorny vines, uneven ground, and the ever-present threat of copperheads and timber rattlesnakes coiled in the leaf litter. Life here was dictated by the rhythm of the seasons. Winter brought biting cold, heavy snowfall, and rivers locked in ice. Spring thaw brought renewal, but also floods and mud-choked trails. Summers were sweltering, with relentless sun, humidity, and clouds of mosquitoes. Autumn offered a bounty of crops and game, alongside the labor of preparing for the cold months ahead. Every day required awareness, adaptability, and a constant assessment of risk and reward. Long before European settlers arrived, native tribes such as the Cherokee, Shawnee, and Iroquois had mastered these lands. They understood the flow of the rivers, the cycles of the seasons, and the behavior of the animals that shared the mountains with them. Villages were placed near streams, fertile fields, and natural shelters. Crops like corn, beans, and squash formed the backbone of their diet, supplemented by hunting and foraging. Their trails, meticulously maintained and hidden in places, enabled trade, communication, and strategic movement throughout the mountains. Native storytelling preserved their history, passed down wisdom, and entertained, creating a rich oral tradition that would influence settlers and shape the folklore of the Appalachian frontier for generations to come. By the mid-17th century, European settlers, primarily Scots-Irish and German immigrants, began to arrive in search of land, opportunity, or freedom from political and religious oppression. These pioneers carved homes from the wilderness, sturdy log cabins with hand-hewn timber, split-shingle roofs, and stone chimneys. Small farms emerged along riverbanks, often several miles apart, forming communities connected less by proximity than by mutual necessity. Every tool, garment, and meal demanded careful planning, labor, and skill. Families developed a culture of self-sufficiency, mastering blacksmithing, hunting, gardening, woodworking, and animal husbandry, passing these skills from parent to child as their most valuable inheritance. Daily life was a continuous cycle of survival, work, and occasional celebration. Men hunted deer, rabbits, wild turkey, and fish, while women foraged for herbs, berries, and roots, preserving them for the winter months through drying, smoking, and pickling. Children learned from a young age to navigate forests, track animals, maintain tools, and tend livestock. A boy of 10 might know how to skin a rabbit and repair a plow blade. A girl of 12 could identify medicinal plants and spin wool into thread. Tools were prized possessions, often repaired countless times, while homes relied on stone fireplaces for warmth, animal hides or clay to seal gaps, and layered thatch or wood for insulation. Travel between settlements was slow and perilous, whether by foot, horseback, or riverboat. Trails wound over ridges, through dense forests, and across unpredictable rivers, requiring skill, courage, and constant vigilance. Despite their isolation, Appalachians nurtured a rich and vibrant culture. Music, storytelling, and folklore were central to life. Ballads and songs recounted tales of heroism, love, loss, and unexplained phenomena, preserving history while entertaining the community. Stories of spirits, mystical creatures, and unusual occurrences inspired both caution and wonder, keeping the imagination alive in the long nights. Music, fiddles, flutes, and simple percussion instruments provided moments of joy, community, and release from the rigors of frontier life. Blacksmiths, weavers, and woodworkers turned necessity into artistry, crafting tools, furniture, and clothing that were practical, beautiful, and long-lasting. Native wisdom blended with European techniques to create a frontier culture defined by resilience, adaptability, and a profound respect for the natural world. Survival demanded courage, but life here also offered moments of breathtaking beauty. Mist-laden valleys glowed at sunrise, rivers mirrored the golden light of evening, and ancient trees rose silently above the forest floor. These glimpses of majesty provided solace and inspiration amid the relentless work, harsh winters, and ever-present dangers of frontier life. Appalachia in the 1700s was a land of extremes, of stunning beauty and hidden danger, hardship and triumph. Every river bend, every ridge, every forested hollow held stories of survival, ingenuity, and human spirit. To imagine life here is to step into the very heart of America's early frontier, where the land and its people shaped each other in ways that would echo across generations. If you enjoyed stepping back in time to the rugged beauty of 1700s Appalachia, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share in the comments where you're watching from, what time it is, and which part of Appalachia fascinates you the most. Your choice could be featured in our next video.